Yo, what's poppin', everybody? So today, uh, we're gonna do a starter guide, but first, I need to explain something to you. So with Ba and with, I'm kind of messed up a bit on the Zed video because I didn't mention that Zed always attacks first. Zed always attacks first. Here, let me put on the auto skill. Zed always attacks first whenever we're whenever he's doing Ba. Like Zed attacks first for aggro. I forgot to mention that in my video. So yeah, uh, let's get this beginner guide started. Starter guide. So today we're gonna start off on Canary. I'm gonna send you a link in the description to this website, and yeah, so, first off, we're going to talk about the NPCs. The NPCs are Omegamon X, Omegamon, King Chessmon, Androidmon, Gazamon, Jijamon, Demamon, Galan, Gallantmon, Terramon, and Vmon, Hawkmon, and Hagumon. Those are the where you get your Digimon from. This is where you craft items from. We're going to talk a lot more about that once we get into gameplay. This is where you buy stuff from. He's only good for like beginners and like getting and once you're in game, he's only good for like getting crystals and like upgraders and like renew so stones. So, yeah, keep that in mind for the future. And Demonmon is where you get exclusive Digimon from. Omegamon is adventure map. That's where you go to Idle. Arena shop is we're gonna talk about that a bit more, because you need certain gear in order for you to go into late mid game, and he's the one who delivers. This is where you evolve your Digimon at with Jinjamon, and Gallantmon is Guild. I'm sorry I butchered some of their names if I did. I'm not the biggest of all Digimon fans, but I do enjoy Digimon. It's a fun little thing. And anyways, let's get to let's get to talking about exclusive resource. So basically, bronze bars. You won't need them until later on. Uh, Ogremon, you should probably try to craft Ogremon as soon as possible for Index, because Index gives you buffs, which we'll be talking about in a bit. Broken Horns, these are good for bits, and these are raids, which you won't have to worry about till you're like level 80. And like even so, you should probably wait until your Digimon has at least 120 HP, and we'll talk about how to get that much HP in a bit. And like there's certain Digimon that you would have to use for raids. This raid right here is not AFKable, but these two right here, you could put on a auto clicker if you're strong enough, and just auto click overnight. That's why I'm gonna recommend a gear for, and then start off with Zuna. Just start off with Zuna. And we call him Turtle. That's what I like to call him. I call him Turtle. I call him Phoenix, and I call him Tiger, I guess. And yeah, this is adventure maps. You see, and the battle system. I'll basically go over the nutshell. Data beats vaccine, vaccine beats virus, and virus beats data. He forgot to put this on here, but unknown beats all three, and unknown is strong against unknown. It's kind of like ghost type and ghost type. Like ghost type against ghost type. They're both super effective against each other, or dragon type and dragon type. Think of it like that. unknown is strong against unknown and all the other types. So unknown is probably the strongest types, but the rank is always low, and like it's always like not busted the unknown Digimon. Excuse me, I just had a little sip of my coffee. But anyways, next we're talking about Digimon archives. That's where you get your Digimon at. That's where you and the main slot is what you mainly use, and support is for passives. Like I'll give you an example. All force V drum future mode is one buffer. And another tip: people like Prince X and Golden Anamon, if you have them in archive instead of these two slots, they will still give you the buff. All right, let's move on to titles. The first title you should start off with, and my beginner title is what I started off with too, is the Doomsday Clock Maker. You can get it from Diablomon X. What he forgot to mention is there is a market in this game, and the market is from the player base, and since Diablomon X is was a limited time item, you would have to get it from somebody. But don't worry, Diablomon X is like the cheapest one out of all the other ones. Just ask around in the Discord saying looking to buy uh looking to buy Diablomon X in market discussion, and they should be able to help you. And now we're gonna talk about the index. I kind of briefly talked about this, but index gives you buffs, so try to fill in index as much as possible. All right, so next is main slot. Main slot is increasing its own, and support is empowering active main. So what happens is main slot will always be what you're using, what your itself buff basically. It increases itself, and support is it supports the team. It supports the party. It supports the party. So if they were in support right here, it will support each other. If they were a self buffer, then put them in main slot. What's popping, guys? We're on the main gameplay. So I'm basically gonna show you tips and tricks and stuff that he didn't go over for beginners. And I will do a video on mid to late game, probably tomorrow or the next day, because I also have another video in mind. There's a new meta for Ba. It's using Magna X, which I need to make a video on. But yeah, first off, the first thing you want to do is come to Androidmon, because I told you guys I would talk about him a bit more in gameplay. As you could see, there's a lot of stuff here that you can craft. So this is for mostly the active part of the game, when you're not AFK and when you're not idle. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. I'll talk a bit about gears in a second, because gears are kind of like important. Like, not black gears are important too, but I'm talking about like gears like this right here, like what I have. So first off, what I want you to do is get 100 Digidust, and 1,000 bits, and craft yourself a Digiaura. What this would do, I don't know if I have it. I might need to craft one. I need to craft one. What this do is give you EXP buff basically, and once it gives you, I'll show you how much percent EXP buff. I already had one. It gives you 50% EXP buff, so it's really good for beginning because starting off you can already have access to data dust, 50% chance. So just grind out Ashtown until you reach level 10. Then after you reach level 10, go to Oil Factory. After you go to Oil Factory, go to Western Village. Stay at Western Village for a while. Try crafting Ogremon, getting bronze, and like getting him in index. After you craft Ogremon and get him in index, so you don't forget to do it later on, or you can do it later on, go Arena Coliseum. If this was like a month or two ago, I would tell you to stay here for a while, but with the new update, you really don't need to be here for a while. Uh, Stay here if you want to grind a bit of bits with dragon horns, but yeah, and Glacier Village, these are essence. These basically what you do with essence is I'll show you. I'll craft one for you. Is you come over here uh, and you need 100 of these to craft one of these. And yeah, you can just craft yourself a essence, a ticket from the essence, and it should work out. And here we are, essence. And also try to collect X antibodies. I'll tell you why in a bit. And pyramid, and pyramid gives you this, which gives you all uh materials, so you don't really need a grind once you get here. You don't really need a grind for materials after you get to pyramid continent, which is sweet. And yeah, and try to collect EXP share components because it's best to get the EXP share components, and I'll show you what the EXP share components does. So if you come to Android Mon, and if you go down a bit, I probably passed it. Oh no, I didn't. You could craft yourself a EXP share, which is normally uh, Robux. I bought it before it came out. Before what's it called? EXP share came out originally, but yeah, that's EXP share. I don't know if there's a difference between buying it with Robux or not. Correct me in the comments if you know. But yeah, I don't really think there's a difference. But try to get EXP share components once you reach front shore because that's where EXP share components come in. And as you can see, you get I'm gonna talk about these two right here. These are Coliseum coins. And what Coliseum coins basically do is you can get stuff from here in Coliseum. And what I recommend you do first is first off, come to Ashtown. And as you can see, I got beginner gear. And once you get some beginner gear, open it and equip it. Equip it, and yeah. And then once you're done with beginner gear. The next gear is emerald gear, which is the warm bracelet and the pristine bracelet, which you would have to grind for in Western Village. Uh, Let me go down. The emerald earrings, the emerald ring. Oh yeah, you would also have to craft these two as well. Shiny, high power. You have to craft these before the emerald, I think. No, you can craft emerald. No, you can craft emerald. These are useless. They were originally in the first game that wasn't an AFK game, and it just became outclassed. It just became useless now. So don't even focus on it because I'll show you something. I think, if I believe, you need emerald. You need the emerald equipment. Yes, you do. You need emerald equipment for these equipment, the MK, the Boundless Advanced necklace and the MK2 necklace. So yeah. And yeah, that's emeralds, like emeralds to MK. And yeah, that's where it goes. It goes beginner to emerald to MK2 and then to raid equipment. So that's equipment. If you come over here, I'll show you what Digimon you would want to get first. So go to vaccine. I already have him, but I'll just show you by example. Actually, no, it'll take longer. I'll just show you a Digimon. You want to get Kudumon from vaccination. You want to get him from vaccination. So yeah, and starting off, it's you would want to buy Digiclone C's and D's or just AFK, and you could just get it casually if you don't want to spend bits. And come over here. This is the cloning room. This is where you clone everything. I have max attack, so I can't really show you. I can't really show you because I'm not on an alt, but yeah, level 1 is 80% and it goes from and it just goes down. And I'll put up the stats on the what they give right now, uh, so you know. And yeah, uh, hopefully you guys understand it. Those are the stats that it gives from each level, and basically you just clone and you get stronger. Now then, let me show you what I mean by Kudamon. I should have showed you before cloning, but you want to digi-evolve into Gold Nunamon. He gives EXP, if I believe. That's a very easy buff, and you could have him in Archive, and he would just naturally give you a buff. So yeah. And another tip I'm gonna give you is try where is I'm gonna just who should I equip? I'll just keep him, whatever. Uh, and next, I'm gonna show you guild. So, joining a guild gives you buffs. So try to join a guild. Once you get in the game, and like every 50 Digimon kills, or like gives you, I think, 5 EXP, and every boss kill, I think it gives you 10 contribution. It's not EXP, it's contribution. As you can see, I only have 27 right. 27k. I used to have 160k when I was in another guild, but I left it because it kind of died. But yeah, uh, I think I basically explained everything for beginners. And come over here. You can you can't get him right now. He's unattainable. This is where you craft Ogremon. This is where you craft Ogremon. And come over here. This is where you can sell stuff. Broken horns and everything. Now let's talk a bit about Digimon evolution items. I'll show you a couple of them. So one of them is uh these right here, evolutionaries. These are the basic stuff you need for Digi evolutions. Same with let me see if I can find any accelerators. Uh accelerators. Accelerators also give out is for Digi evolutions. My fault. I had a brain fart there. And black gears are also for Digi evolutions too. So yeah, try to grind try to grind these stuff. You passively get it overnight. And let's talk about this real quick before I end it off, because I think I covered a lot of stuff already. Random PM box are basically just evolutionary items for burst mode. And the one you want to obtain first is the royal ornament, so you can craft yourself a Prince Mayumi. And a tip: use the wiki for Digi evolutions to look at Digi evolutions and mark them down of you when you obtain them, because when you mark them down when you obtain them, they're basically, you know, you basically know what you got, and you don't have to digi-evolve him into that path again. You could find a different path, and that would help fill index. As you can see, index gives you uh, buffs. So yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing you should do is do your weeklies and dailies. I'm kind of bad on that, but you should always do that if you're a free to play player, because they give a lot. They buffed dailies and weeklies, which I'm gonna start doing. And yeah, uh, I would say if you can't get yourself a Diablo Mon X, try to get this title. You can get it by crafting yourself an Omega Mon and an Omega Mon Dwarf. This is a good side option, and it's pretty easy to obtain. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna see you guys later, and peace. Before I end off the video, I know I mentioned something about X antibodies, and I forgot to mention why. Here we go. Go into here, and you want to try to craft uh, these first. They give you good bit buffs. Like, I'll show you on screen what the buff percent of these two give you. And you want to craft yourself A and B, and then you want to craft yourself 3 of these, so you can have enough for one of these, for you can have enough for one of these, and and then you could have uh the Cheerio Chiyubimon Chiyubimon uh an archive. Once you get twins, craft yourself another one for archive because they won't. Because once you craft the twins, they won't. The buffs won't stay, so you have to recraft it. So I'll recommend you just craft 3 of these each, and then afterwards craft yourself a good and evil. That's what I would recommend. And yeah, that's about it. Uh, See you guys in the next episode. Peace.